Hello everybody, today I'm doing a Q&A. So I reached 30k followers on TikTok recently. So it's like, it'd be fun to do a little Q&A. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions. So I prepared a list. Okay, so first question is, what is your biggest style inspiration? Does it come from you, or are there people iconic to you, whether that is family or art or anyone at all? Like, my inspiration comes from like everywhere. Like, I don't know, like all the media I consume, the people around me, everything, basically everything. There's like, I wouldn't say there's one specific thing or person that inspires me. Like, obviously my culture inspires me, like being Mexican. Like, I love Chicano culture. I wouldn't say I'm obviously Chicana, but like, you know, like the stereotypical Chicano look, like I love that. I take inspiration from it. I wouldn't say I'm like a stereotypical Chicana, but yeah. And just like growing up with my brother, like he's alternative as well. He's like not as alternative as me, but like like all my music like most of all my music taste, a big chunk of it comes from him. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm shaking the camera, but comes from him when we were like little, and he'd be like blasting his music, and I'd be like, I like that song. And then yeah, like some examples. Well, like I know this was style, but like, you know, music and style I feel like comes hand in hand. But he got me into Red Hot Chili Peppers, Social Distortion, King Cruel. I fucking love King Cruel so much. But yeah, he got me to like all these when I was little, like in elementary school. Who else? Like, he got me into Green Day, Black Sabbath, the Smashing Pumpkins, like all these different like early 2000s alternative bands. He got me into those, and yeah. And then I would just like from the media I would consume. I would say I started looking like this, like presenting myself like this, when I was 15. And before that I was very much like, I didn't know what I was very like, I grew up being the ugly kid. Like, I didn't have a style, I didn't have a set style, and I was just like the weird ugly kid. And then into freshman, this is a long explanation, I know, but into freshman year, I remember, okay, middle school, I like came out, and I would get bullied for it. So then I was like, why did I come out, bro? What the hell? Why did I come out? And so when I went into high school, I was like, okay, I'm about to revamp myself. Like, I am no longer gay. I am straight. I have been converted. And I would just like try to like fit in. Like, because I grew up being the weird kid, like I said. So I would just see what was the norm, and I would just dress like what the girls my age dress like. And then when I was 15, I feel like I started being friends with people that like weren't that like basic, and then just kind of got me into like discovering my style. And then I remember I think I would just see like pictures on Pinterest of like piercings and stuff, and I'd be like, I want those, like those look sick as fuck. So yeah, I started piercing myself, unfortunately, at 14. And yeah, also my mom, she got me into like Santa Fe Clan, La Santa Grifa. She got me into Control Machete. And yeah, like when she was younger, like seeing her pictures when she was younger, like she had a really cool style. I'll see if I can insert a picture, but she had a really cool style. Next question. What part of Mexico are you from? I am from Jalisco and VF, aka La Ciudad de Mexico. But I grew up in California, the IE. That's where no, I fucking hate that song. But yeah, I grew up in the IE. Still from the IE. Okay, and then next question is your favorite hair era of yours. I have two hair eras of mine that I really love. First one was when I was 14. I had like really long pretty hair. Like, I had never dyed it. It was like virgin hair, and I had it down to like my butt. Like it was so long and like pretty. Like I'll insert a picture too. And then my second favorite hair era was when I chopped it all off. I went like short. Like people always say I look like Alice Cullen, and I really love that hair era. Like, and I was like so skinny then, so like I look cunty, you know, like my jawline like it would just accentuate my features, and I was like snatched, you know. Okay, what got you into cumbia, and where did you learn to dance? I have always been into cumbia, you know. I didn't grow up whitewashed. My parents are like born in Mexico, and like my first language was Spanish. Obviously, I grew up around Mexican music and like heavy in the culture and stuff. So I've always loved cumbia, like Mexican music, Spanish music in general. But I learned to dance. So like my family, okay. Well, like my mom, she's not big on dancing, and then we like, I don't have much family here in California, so we never had like family parties or anything. Like I never was taught to dance by my family. But I just like, I've always liked dancing. Like ever since I was little, I would just dance. And I just started, I don't remember what it was that like made me want to start learning how to dance cumbia and huepa. But I just remember when I was like 17, I think is when I started learning. And I would literally just go on YouTube and search up like cumbia tutorial, huepa tutorial. I would go on YouTube and TikTok, and I would just like follow the steps. And it was hard for me because I'm not very coordinated. So it was a little bit, it took me a while to learn, and I still got a ways to go. Like I've been seeing like these other people dancing, and I'm like, I wish I could dance like that. Like they dance like pros. Like I want to be a pro, you know? Like they dance really cool. What is your favorite childhood memory? I would say like all my memories with my cats. I grew up with a ton of cats because I remember when I was really little, like I would always ask my parents like for a cat. Like I always wanted a cat. I don't know what it was, but that made me want a cat. But I remember I would always ask for a cat. And then my dad one day, he was like driving, and he saw in his neighborhood this family was giving away cats. So he brought me a little kitten, and oh, this is such a sad story, bro. But yeah, she was the cutest little baby ever. Her name was Sparkle. She was like a little tuxedo cat, and she was so smart. She looked so unique and so smart. Like everything about her was just so beautiful. And like she was funny because her litter box was outside, and she would like meow at the door for you to let her like to go outside. But at night, like she would go by herself in the day to the litter box and like come back. She would never run away. But at night she'd be too scared to go alone, so she would like meow until someone went with her, which is so cute. Like isn't that so like they have such big personalities. But here comes the sad part. So my dad is stupid. He's really dumb, like really dumb. And so my cat got like sick or something. She was still a kitten, like we didn't have her for long. She got sick, and in his stupid head he was like, oh, like let me give her cough medicine. Like what could go wrong? Like what could go wrong? So he gave her cough medicine, and mind you, I was like, I had to be in like first grade when I had her. But yeah, one night she just was like dry heaving, and then my mom woke up my dad, and she was like, what do we do, like blah blah blah. And he was like, oh, she's fine, like whatever, she's fine. I went back to bed. The next morning she was no longer with us. So yeah. Oh, I'm editing this right now, and I forgot to mention, so my dad, instead of burying her, he picked her up by the tail and threw her in the trash can, and that was like top 0 memories. And then he went back to the place that he got her from, because they had more cats that were given away, He was like, oh, like he lied to them. He was like, oh, like I got that cat for her brother, and then she's really jealous and she wants her own. So he like made up that lie so he would get another cat. And then her name was Princess. She was also my little sugar plum big. I love her. I love all of my cats. And she was with us for a while, but they were like, she was like an outdoor cat, like we didn't keep her inside. And I grew up poor, so my parents, I'm gonna call them irresponsible for this, they didn't take her to go get fixed. And cause like, okay, cause like I get it, they didn't have the money to, but it's like you shouldn't have got you shouldn't be getting pets when you don't have the money. Like, you can barely feed us. Like what? Like those cats were always starving. I remember I would cry and beg like to get them food. But anywho, am I oversharing? Anywho, yeah. So I just ended up having a bunch of different generations of cats. Like so many cats. Like bro, that house I grew up in, there used to be like so many lizards and bugs and everywhere, and then we got cats, and then they fucked up the environment. It was bad. Fix your cats if you get pets, fix them. But yeah, all my favorite memories are with my cats. I know that was like sad, but those are like bad memories. But I love my cats. Like they really, like, I don't know, like I didn't like I didn't grow up with like many friends and stuff, and like, but I always had my cats, you know. I always had my cats. Okay, next question. I heard you're gonna be on Love Island season 8. Is that true? So I'm thinking about it. I did get an offer to be on Love Island season 8, but I don't know. It's just a lot to think about. I feel like I'm too good for them, you know. Like I feel like none of the guys there would be on my level. So. Okay, what was your favorite activity in Japan? I'm not gonna lie, me and my cousin only went once, and it was on the last day, but the club was so fun. It's way better than the clubs here, at least the ones I've been to. I've only been to like 2 different clubs, but it was so fun. It was so fun. It was way different. It was way better. But other than that, I don't know. We did a lot of different things. I wouldn't say like I had a specific favorite one. Other than that, I would say the food. Never mind. I changed my mind. Eating. That was my favorite activity in Japan. Eating a whole. The food was so good, bro. I had Wagyu steak there. It was so good. Like, the best steak I've ever had in my life. And like Wagyu steak is so normal. Well, obviously, but like here that's just expensive. Like you gotta be rich to get some like a good amount of Wagyu steak. Like over there, like steak like this big is like $40. Like, what is your love language? My love language is gift receiving and acts of service. I feel like my past, like I've been in relationships where like they didn't give me shit. Like they didn't spend no money on me. Like and then I was in relationships where like they did, like, you know, like they treated me like princess, and I love princess treatment. Like I'm not gonna be with no bum. Like I'm not. If you don't want to spend money on me, like go be with a bitch that's okay with that. But that's not me. Like you gotta spend money on me, and I don't want to spend my money when I'm with you. Also, like words of affirmation. You know, I like someone that's romantic, someone that's very sweet, emotionally. What is it? Emotionally mature, in tune with their own emotions. Yeah. Flan or tres leches? Flan. Every time flan. I love flan. I love flan so much. I fucking love flan. Okay. You haven't given us an update on your tattoo apprenticeship. How's that be going? I won't name names or anything, but basically Like the main okay, I would say it was a lot of different reasons why I left that shop. Like, don't get me wrong, there was great people there. Like, all the women there were amazing and like sweet, and I missed them. But there were like a couple of men there that made working there torture. Like just like hazing me and degrading me every day. And I remember, okay, so there's this one guy in specific, like at first I remember like my tryout work day and stuff, like before I got hired, my tryout work day, basically like my second interview, he was like super nice, super chill, like he was so nice, right? And I was like, this guy's really nice, like he's cool. And then I started working there, and it starts with like little jokes like that seem harmless, but it's like they just feel off, you know, like degrading hidden in jokes, basically jokes that aren't funny. And like some things that, and this would be like every day, you know, so like it gets to you when it's like every day someone's like putting shit in your head. But like moments that like stood out were like one time, like me and then 3 of the guys that worked there, we were like outside like having a little smoke break. And oh my god, bro, when I was working there, I smoked so many cigarettes, like it was bad, like the stress. But anywho, we were out there, little smoke break, and then he was like, that guy that I'm talking about, he was looking at a different guy, and he was like talking about how he dresses, like making fun of the way he dresses, like whatever. And like they were just like, you know, kicking the shit, whatever the fuck. And then he looked at me, and he was like, and you look like you're, and then he like paused, and I was like, I look like I'm what? Like you're trying to be, and I was like, trying to be what? Like you're trying to be a whore. Mind you, I was wearing like jorts, like baggy jorts, and like a top that showed a little bit of midriff. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, mind you, this dude is like 27 years old with a son. I'm 20. Like, what? And then, like, it was always comments like that, like weird comments like that. And then the guys would always be in the break room talking about sex and like weird shit and degrading women and like just like weird shit, you know, that made me uncomfortable. And I remember that same guy, I remember one time he was like talking to this girl, and he showed me a text between them, a text that she sent him, and the text was like, that was the best sex I ever had. And I told him, I don't want to see that shit. Cause why are you, a grown man, showing me some shit like what? Like that's just weird. Like what? And yeah. And then this other guy, he would always like, it was like different guys that would always be talking inappropriate shit. That I'm just like, as a woman, this isn't a safe. It doesn't feel like a safe space. And yeah, him and another guy would always have me running errands for them, like, oh, go get me this, go to the store and get me this, go give me food, go take me to my house to pick some shit up, go take me to the smoke shop to buy some shit. And they would never tip me. And one of the girls there, she was super nice. So she's so sweet. She's so sweet. She like pulled me aside one day and she was like, hey, are these 2 guys like tipping you? And I was like, no. And she was like, yeah, I thought so. Like, I'm gonna have a talk with them, blah, 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 blah. And like, she was super sweet, but yeah. And then I think it was that same day. Yeah, it was that same day. She like talked with them. And then the guy that called me a whore, he like asked me to go get him some Chipotle. And then he said, do you need some gas money? And I was like, yeah. And then he laughed and said like some stupid joke, like, oh, maybe if you do more cleaning or something like that. I don't know. I don't really remember. Some stupid joke. But he basically said no and laughed, you know? And that really like ticked me. Like that really like, at that point I had been working there for a month, and it was just like that was like, what is it? what did they, I don't know. That was the strike, the match, the strike, the lit the match, you know. Anywho, so like I went into my car to go get him his fucking Chipotle, and I just started bawling my eyes out, bro. I had a breakdown, and I was having breakdowns after work all the time, but like this time it's just like, when I sent, before that, the manager there, like she told me, like I was telling her a little, like, oh, like this guy's really annoying, like he's nice but he's annoying. He's not nice. I just thought he was, but he's really not nice. But she was like, oh, he was like actually like a really sensitive, like emotional guy. Like, I'm gonna try. She was really nice. That sounds like I'm being a bitch to her. I'm not. But it's just like what she's saying. Like, I now know, like, it's just not true. But like, she's super nice. But she was like, you should, like, you know, if you feel that way, like, you should talk to him. So then after I bawled my eyes out in the car, I was like, thought about what she said, and I sent him a text, and I was like, hey, like, I'm going through a lot right now, because you know, like, I've been struggling mentally, and like this shit at work isn't like helping me at all. Like, it's like, you know, like I'm already in a bad state of mind. So I sent him a text. I was like, I've been going through a lot lately, like, can you relax with the jokes? And then he said, sorry, we'll talk about it. Or no, he was like, will do. Or I don't know. I remember if he even said sorry. But he was basically saying, like, we'll talk about it. So I'm like, okay. And then I come back. He doesn't end up talking to me about it. He ends up telling someone else. The girl that, like, stood up for me. That I, like, pulled me aside. She ended up telling me, like, oh, like, yeah, he told me that you texted him and that, like, you were butthurt. And I was like, are you fucking dead ass? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're a grown man acting like this. What the fuck? But yeah, and then I ended up telling one of the guys there. He was like super nice. I ended up telling him what was going on, and he was like, you know, this isn't like the first time people have had problems with these individuals. Even like the owner has been having issues with them and been hearing inappropriate conversations that she's had an issue with. And she was like, he ended up sending her a text about what had been going on, and then she like sent me a text, and then we like talked, and then she was like, we like went for a coffee and we talked, and she was like, oh, like, personally I want to like fire them, but from a business standpoint, like, I don't have anybody to replace them, blah 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 blah. And then I was just like, okay, whatever. And then that day I ended up admitting myself into the mental hospital, not because of that. Like, it was just I was going through my own shit. Like, I was going through so much different things in my life, and I just had a mental breakdown, and I was like, if I don't admit myself to the hospital, like, I'm gonna do something stupid. So yeah, and then I just never returned to that shop after that, because I was like, I can't take it. Like, I can't, it's not good for me. It's not. Sorry, I know this is gonna be like most of the video me talking about this shit, but yeah, like, I was just living off of tips, and like, that wasn't, I couldn't do it. And it's like, I couldn't take the degrading. I couldn't take the no pay, like, working. I'll be honest, yeah, I wasn't built for it. Like, honestly, you know, aside the degrading and hazing and stuff, like, I just wasn't built for it. Like, I was working like 11 to 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, opening and closing, cleaning all day, like, with no pay. And I was like, I'm not cut out for this. I don't want to do this. But, you know, I'm still happy I took that opportunity, and, you know, I'm happy I met those women that worked there. Like, they were cool people. But yeah, that's what happened. Okay, someone asked, what are some of your drawings you're very proud of? So I'm gonna go right now and look for some of my favorite, like, drawings and paintings, and then I'll give you guys a little gallery, an art gallery. Okay, starting off with this one I really like. That one's on my wall, so I just had to record it real quick for you guys. My little stink bug decided to join us. But whew, I ran out of breath. I did this painting recently. I do really love it. It's a little oil painting. And then I have a little binder here with some drawings. This one's my friend from high school. It's like reflecting, but I did love how they turned out. See. Oh, I did this one. I like printed a copy of it, but I made this for my mom for Valentine's Day. That's me and my brother, in like little precious moment style. Well, I have to insert this beanie I made for my brother that I really love. It came out really sick. But let me show you. Oh, and then these shoes I painted for him, these Pokemon shoes I painted for him, came out really sick too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to insert pictures because I don't know where like most of my artwork went, but yeah. What does your dream home look like? I've always wanted like a cottage style type home, like kind of in the woods, but like not deep in the woods because that would be scary, but like very nature-esque, like a pond, you know, with like ducks and frogs and fish, and like a very like, what is it called, like antique looking home, you know, like I don't know, something very cutesy, like not huge. I don't want anything huge because imagine having to clean all that. But yeah, something cute, something cute. Okay, these two questions I'm gonna do together because it's the same answer. But it's, what is your favorite cumbia song and what is your favorite love song? It is Mi Razón de Ser by Lisandro Mesa. That is such a beautiful song, bro. The part where he's like, soy esclavo de tu amor. That's just so beautiful. I wish love was real. But that's the end of my Q&A video. Thank you for being interested in me and asking these questions, and thank you for watching. Bye.